Captain JGB84, haven't done a webcam video in a while. Anyways, I finally sat down and binge-watched through all of RWBY Volume 4. The first 4 episodes were okay, but I kind of lost interest, and, well, and I just sort of ran out of time with school and other such things. So I sat down and watched the rest of the Volume 4. What a waste of time. God. Yeah, it's going to be one of those videos, so if you like RWBY Volume 4 and don't want to hear someone trash it, well, might want to step away, guys. Ugh. Alright, first things first, though. The pros, because there are things I do actually like about it. One, we actually got some character stuff. Some much-needed character development. But it's weirdly placed character development. More on that in a minute. And these aren't going to be full spoilers. We get more world building. It's just nice. We're finally outside of Vale, and we actually get to see various towns and villages that just were destroyed by the Grimm and the White Fang and other such places. And of course, we got some great fight scenes. Hope you like that. Hope you like those positives, because that's all you're getting. Cons: there is absolutely no story in this volume whatsoever. There's no story whatever. It's, let's go from point A to point B. That's all RWBY really does in this. The whole point is that they want to get to Mistral. It's like, alright, that's great. Why does it take 12 episodes to get there? And how come nothing happens along the way? And, maybe this is just how it was designed, but this season just feels like, there's such a big disconnect. It's like, yeah, they reference the events from Volume 3. It's really just Volume 3. It's like, no one cares about all the other stuff. Because, Volume 3 was where all the really big shit happened. It's where all the important stuff happened. And they do reference it occasionally. I don't know. But there's just no story. And even what little story there is, it's handled so poorly. Like, it's mainly... The whole thing, it's basically just trying to be character development the season, basically. But I can sort of see what they were trying to go for. They basically had all the plot point, all the character development points all plotted out, and it was just a matter of, and they had that all presented. And it's like, yeah, this is some good character development. It was neat seeing Yang dealing with her PTSD and sort of feeling useless. Even if they basically, they do it for one episode and then do it for the very next episode. And it's like, what's the point of this? We get the idea. She's sad and depressed and has phantom pain. Like, what's the point, guys? Oh, God. But it just, and then the last, 3 episodes or so, it's like, oh, yeah, I guess we need character development for Ren. I was like, that came out of left field, guys. I mean, it was nice. I'll give it that. But, it just sort of came out of left field. Same with Nora. Nora gets a bit of character development and backstory. RWBY gets no development. She's RWBY. That's all she gets. We see Blake with her family, but that takes so fucking long to get to it. Son's with her, and that's about it. The most interesting one to me, I think, was with Weiss, with her dealing with her family, and just a very weird way her family handles things. Her father is a very authoritative type. Her brother is kind of weird, and her butler is her only real friend. General Ironwood's there, but he does stuff, I guess. And then there's the stuff with Crow, who, Crow was, I think, the best thing about last volume or whatever. But here he's just kind of here and there, and he does stuff, has some cool fights, and then he's kind of put out of commission, the second half. Ugh. And then there's this whole story point with this kid, and how he hears Ozpin's voice in his head. You learn fuck all about it! Oh, God. What was the writing process behind this exactly? Is this just how it was? We're just going to set up for the next volume? I'm like, yeah, I'll watch Volume 5, but, come on, there's so many missed opportunities here. I don't know, that's all I really had to say. I'm disappointed. And, it wasn't so much as, my expectations were super high. I figured, okay, it's RWBY, we'll get some... cool characters, some crazy fights, some unique lore and world and story stuff, and yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. But I figured it would be more like a sort of road trip type journey of sorts, because, well, that's what I think they were called Team Ranger or something like that. I think so, yeah. RWBY, Nora, Jean Ren, I guess. Yeah, Team Ranger. But you don't even get that! I don't know. And then Raven Branwyn shows up in episode 4, as I remember. Kind of explains some stuff, and then, yeah, even the villains don't do anything. They just, like... It's like a friggin' like Jedi Council and Star Wars prequels. It's like they just sit on ass and don't do anything. You know, they had something kind of interesting going with Cinder and how, you know, clearly RWBY did something to her. You know, her voice is pretty much gone. Her hair is all cut. There's something wrong with one of her eyes. And, you know, she can barely speak. And we got some stuff with Salem, but so far she's just a big evil thing, and that's it. We sort of center on this one other villain who, for the life of me, I can't remember his name, but he reminded me a lot of the Fear from Metal Gear Solid 3, so that was nice. He even has a thing that can deal poison, so I was like, all right, cool, I can see that. I don't know, it's just like they made an entire season of just character development. Character development's not even handled very well, really, to be honest. They kind of stress over the same few points with each character, time and time again. It just feels very cliche and very just presented uninterestingly, I found. I don't know. You know, maybe Volume 5 will improve on this, but, you know, story in RWBY has always been a bit of a weird thing. Like, Volume 1 and 2 are pretty much completely devoid of any real story. Volume 3 is actually where there is some story. Well, in the second half. I mean, I don't know what it is. I really don't know what to put it down to. Maybe it's just Monty Oom's writing style, because... You know, it's hard to say, like, you know, because supposedly he wrote something like 9 seasons worth of scripts or something. You know, who knows if they changed them at all or anything, but I don't know. Even when like, you know, he was still around working on the show, I could always sort of tell Monty just wasn't the particularly good writer a lot of the time. He was good at making characters and building up the world, and fights, and that was really it, though. I don't think he's a particularly good writer a lot of the time. But, you know, I don't want to talk ill of the dead. But there's just no story here. It's uninteresting, you know? And, you know, some would be like, oh, you don't need a story. You got, you know, these people are fighting monsters and stuff. I'm like, you know, I could play RWBY Grim Eclipse if I just wanted to do that. I don't know. It wasn't particularly interesting. I don't hate it, no. I mean, you know, I've gone through highs and lows with Red vs. Blue a lot of the time. But, you know, it might be borderlining like Red vs. Blue Season 9 territory. Which, you know, is maybe some of you know. Maybe some of you don't know. I absolutely hate Season 9 of Red vs. Blue. I think it's the absolute worst of the entire show. And, you know, the season that followed up, Season 10, I think was the best season. So, what are the chances? But... that's all I have to say, guys. So RWBY Volume 4, I think, was just a giant slush pile of mess, really. You know, hopefully they improve on it in Volume 5. I think Volume 5 is actually coming out this year, so exciting. And Red vs. Blue Season 15 is out. Still debating if I want to do reactions to that, because I just kind of got tired of doing reactions after a while. That and it's like, you know, I live in a house with four people in my house, guys. I can't always... have time to scream whenever something crazy comes out. I don't know. We'll see. And, you know, I'm still bitter at Rooster Teeth for screwing me over with that whole sponsor thing. Going from sponsorship to first. Oh, God. But that's all I have to say. See you later.